What if everything you thought you knew about crypto valuations was wrong? What if XRP hitting $1,000 and XLM reaching $100 isn't a fantasy, but the quiet plan already in motion, backed by math, policy, and global strategy? This isn't hype, this is the financial reset, and it's happening whether you're ready or not. I am an artificial Alina, and you are watching AlinaX. Let's dive deep. There's a reason why some numbers feel less like predictions and more like inevitable checkpoints. $100 for Stellar, $1,000 for XRP. Now, before anyone jumps to the conclusion that this is some kind of crypto fantasy, understand this: what we're talking about isn't based on hype, dreams, or speculative madness. This is not Hopium. It is mathematical, it is geopolitical, and it is strategic. These numbers aren't just possible, they are becoming increasingly probable with every move being made behind the scenes. This is not a retail pump story. This is a story about how value infrastructure is being reset across the entire planet. The truth is, if you are still mentally capping XRP or XLM at two-digit prices, you're already behind the curve. The people who control the rails, the policymakers, the global institutions, the architects of monetary systems, they've already drawn the blueprint. And whether you realize it or not, these tokens are positioned right in the center of it. This is the thread they don't want you reading. This is the quiet truth that's hiding in plain sight. Let's make one thing very clear right out of the gate. This isn't about trading. This isn't about charts or support and resistance levels. This is not a conversation about what happens in the next week or next month. This is about the global financial reset. A full-scale transformation of how value is stored, moved, verified, and settled. And this transformation isn't theoretical, it's already in motion. At the core of this transition is a growing demand for interoperability. The United States, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the BRICS nations, SWIFT, central bank digital currencies, they're all aligning toward one direction, toward real-time, on-chain interoperability across multiple systems and nations. And now, look closely. Who is already embedded within this pipeline? Who has already been integrated, tested, and quietly rolled out across both institutional and humanitarian channels? XRP and XLM, Ripple and Stellar. Let's talk about XRP first, the institutional liquidity rail. This is not your average crypto project. This is a system designed, tested, and deployed for one purpose: global cross-border settlements. XRP is already in use by more than 300 financial institutions worldwide. It is being positioned, quietly, deliberately, for wholesale central bank digital currency corridors. It is fully recognized and compliant with ISO 20022 messaging formats, which makes it not just compatible but optimized for integration with traditional finance systems. But the magic of XRP isn't that it replaces fiat. It's that it replaces the slow, outdated plumbing that fiat moves through. XRP doesn't need to become a currency to change everything. It just needs to become the standard by which currencies are transferred. And at a price of $1,000 per XRP, its total market cap would still sit comfortably under $100 trillion. In the context of global liquidity, that is pocket change, especially in a world where assets are being tokenized by the trillions. Now shift the focus to Stellar. XLM is often misunderstood. It's not here to chase headlines or spark social media hype. It is the retail and humanitarian bridge. While XRP serves the back end, bank to bank, institution to institution, XLM is designed to serve the front end, the people, the users, the overlooked. Through partnerships with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Stellar is already distributing direct aid to refugees using Stellar rails. That's not a plan. That's happening now. Stablecoins like USDC are integrated on the Stellar network to enable instant, reliable payments. Soroban, Stellar's smart contract platform is unlocking decentralized finance rails that will allow programmable financial services to reach the unbanked and underbanked. And through licensed partners like MoneyGram, fiat and crypto can be converted back and forth in real time. XLM is not a meme coin. It is not a hype chain. It is the silent shadow protocol behind the United States' broader mission to digitize financial access across the globe. When we say $100 is a conservative estimate for XLM, we're not exaggerating, we're holding back. Now pull back and take a look at the broader macroeconomic landscape. What do you see? Debt defaults are accelerating. Nations are increasingly unable to meet their obligations. BRICS is actively launching new settlement layers that operate independently of the United States dollar. Fiat currencies around the world are inflating at terminal velocity, losing value as central banks struggle to contain crises. Meanwhile, tokenized real-world assets, also known as RWAs, are being prepared for the market by some of the biggest names in global finance: BlackRock, Citigroup, JP Morgan. The financial layer that comes next must meet very specific criteria. It needs to support neutral assets that are not tied to any one nation. It needs instant liquidity so that transactions happen in real time, not over 3 to 5 business days. It must operate on global rails, allowing seamless cross-border movement. And it must be interoperable with legacy systems, new protocols, and everything in between. This is not a wish list. This is the checklist, and XRP and XLM are literally engineered for it. But here's where the story takes a darker, more calculated turn. The United States, despite being home to the companies that built these tokens, cannot openly declare full backing of XRP. It's too visible, too associated with Ripple, too centralized in its branding. Instead, the US lets XRP serve an international purpose, quietly approving its use behind closed doors while keeping public distance. At the same time, XLM is promoted as the more domestically friendly, NGO-aligned alternative. It is embedded in aid distribution. It has partnerships with humanitarian agencies. It is flying under the radar, but still under full US influence. One token for the suits, one for the citizens. Both under the same strategic umbrella. That's the real playbook. Silent, coordinated, relentless. So when you hear projections like $1,000 for XRP or $100 for XLM, understand this is not rooted in legacy thinking. You're not supposed to apply pre-reset valuation logic to a post-reset infrastructure. You need to reframe the lens. Global derivatives alone are estimated at more than $1.5 quadrillion. The global real estate market clocks in at over $300 trillion. The global foreign exchange market moves more than $7 trillion every single day. If even a sliver of this financial activity shifts to on-chain systems that use XRP or XLM for transfer, the current market prices become irrelevant, entirely obsolete. This is not speculation. This is trajectory. This is architecture. This is a system being quietly laid down underneath our feet while the world is distracted by headlines and volatility. In the future that is being constructed right now, governments will tokenize their bonds, issuing debt in a format that can be instantly verified and traded across borders. Banks will settle these transactions using ISO-compliant rails, precisely the kind that XRP provides. NGOs will distribute aid not through paper vouchers or third-party intermediaries, but directly into programmable wallets that live on networks like Stellar. Retail consumers will transact using stablecoins layered on top of these systems, with all value flowing through neutral bridges. XRP and XLM will be those bridges. If all of this still sounds like science fiction, then frankly, you're already late. The work has been done, the rails have been built, the pilots have run, the integrations are complete, or nearly complete. All that remains is for the switch to be flipped, and when it is, everything will move at light speed. XRP is positioned to dominate the institutional back end. It will be the infrastructure that governments, banks, and multinational corporations depend on. XLM is positioned to dominate the front end, the way everyday people interact with digital value, especially in parts of the world where access to traditional banking has always been limited. One token runs the vaults, the other runs the people, and both were designed by teams originating from the same root: Ripple and Stellar, David Schwartz and Jed McCaleb. These were not random startups. These were strategic initiatives built in full view of the U.S. intelligence and regulatory ecosystem. So, yes, XRP to $1,000 and XLM to $100 is not a meme. It is not an emotional moonshot. It is a sober, calculated, and realistic path based on current global developments, a convergence of technology, necessity, and international policy. What we are witnessing is not the next bull run. It is the emergence of a new global financial layer. And the tokens most people still view as underdogs have quietly become its backbone. You don't need to guess. You don't need to predict. You just need to follow the rails. Because the future of value isn't waiting. It's already underway. And when the dust settles, the world won't ask how we got here. They'll wonder why more people didn't see it coming. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as I did, smash that thumbs up right now. Don't miss out on our exclusive, never-before-seen insights. Subscribe immediately to join our inner circle at AlinaX and stay ahead with every breaking update. I want to hear your thoughts, questions, and theories, so drop a comment below. Every single one will be read and replied to. Act fast, be part of this revolution, and let's redefine the future together.